very impressive growth numbers. Congratulations. I would imagine kind of the concept of kind of value selling, and we have a proposal, that eventually, these days has to go to CFO. Do you have some mechanism where you actually have, hey, you're going to spend $500,000 and your ROI is going to be 5X in the first year, or, any common metrics like that you have?
Absolutely. And so when I was at SAP, I first got the concept of value engineering. I'd never seen it before. I know we had like ROI stuff growing up selling, but Bill McDermott had instituted this a while ago. And, how do you sell boring ERP software to CFOs? You got to make sure that you're going to help them be able to justify it. And so I brought a partner of mine over and we built a value engineering department. And I'm a huge believer in value-based selling. And I don't believe you can sell anything unless you have a great, nobody wants to buy a thing, they want an outcome. And so we have to have a case for change. I mean, you have to understand the current state, why it's not good enough. So, why they're going to buy anything. You build the case and you differentiate why you're the solution of choice, where you've done it successfully in the past. And then you got to figure out the compelling event on why they can't wait, why the value is so impactful, they got to do it now. And so we follow a med-pick process. John McMahon and the force management guys are the goats of enterprise software. I'm bought in hook, line, and sinker, and we do that on every engagement. Because when I do deal reviews, that's the like, why the heck are they going to do anything? I don't understand why they're going to spend a nickel, right? You got to spend a nickel, you got to get a dime back in less than a year, and you got to be able to demonstrate that you've proven it before, and you have to have referenceability to go do that. And if you do that, you got a great shot at winning. If you don't, you're going to discount a lot and hopefully get a deal someday in the future. But, and you got to have a champion to help you drive that across the line. If you don't, it's really hard to sell in this environment.
Yeah. I mean, I always say, if you're, going back to our Jeff Goldberg days, rest in peace. If you're in the elevator with the CFO for 30 seconds, what are you going to say? It's not a bunch of techno mumbo jumbo. It's all around the increased revenue, save money, have more profit, case of compliance, stay out of jail. But it's kind of those types of things. It's not a whole bunch of techno mumbo jumbo at all. So talking about the hiring side. So kind of, if I want to go work at Intapp, kind of what's special about the culture, kind of what's a good draw besides you're kind of going, and it seems to be it's a train that's kind of just flying. You got the product market fit, you got the process, you got the value prop, all that stuff is good. But any other things that are kind of special or unique?
Yeah, I mean, that's just our guiding principle, what our core beliefs are. Number one, right, we are passionate about client success. Client success is our North Star. And if we take care of our clients and we do what we say we're going to do and they get the value they deserve, everything's going to take care of itself. So that's kind of like number one. Number two, we have a culture of respect. There are no jerks in our company. Everyone works hard. Got a lot of really smart people. And we got a great team sell approach. I often say we hunt in packs. Nobody... it's very hard to do anything alone these days, especially to call on the types of firms we call on and do the types of deals we do. You need a lot of talent at different points of a cycle to help you get over the edge and get selected. So the client is the North Star, the entire culture of respect, the teaming aspects, and we want really intellectually curious people. Our value prop is we're experts. We know what the heck we're doing in these businesses. So you got to know, you got to ask why. And we believe in diversity of thought and opinion and how to go do it. And the best idea wins. It's a meritocracy, right? You are what you are, and we want to get people to grow and stay with us a long time, right? That's our journey. It's people that we get a lot of people that want to come here because we have a lot of referrals, internal referrals, that people that have worked here and they really love it and they're growing. Last year, I hired 40 people on our team. I think 25 of which of our team took on new assignments or got promoted, took on an opportunity to do something different. I valued it early in my career, both at Cognos and at HP and at SAP. I was able to take on more responsibility, different responsibilities. I didn't leave the company. I grew with the company. And that's what we want to attract here. We want people to come, stay, build a career, and have a lot of fun doing it.
Awesome. I'm in. Let me apply. So you're talking about kind of team selling. Do a shameless plug for my book, Tucker. Maybe you can put the.
It's an excellent book. I use it as ideas for sales meetings as I read other people that had great ideas in it.
Yeah, but I was just thinking about obviously a lot of great content. I agree. Thank you. But Kevin Haverty has a write up on don't be the lone wolf. Right, you're going to get paid the same whether you go in a deal by yourself, or you got 10 or 20 people helping there. So Tucker, thanks for posting that. So a couple questions I always ask everybody. So first one, advice for people breaking into tech sales. I think you covered all the learning, kind of all that stuff. So you don't have to repeat all that. Kind of be a student of the game. Any other things you'd add?
I mean, I think when I was talking to you about my daughter and she's looking to get in, there's a lot of great large software companies that you got to start someplace, and SDR is a great place to start. They train you. You learn how to pick up the phone, get punched in the nose, and learn a lot. And many of these large firms are able to get you into the field. We're actually doing that. I'm building a bullpen ourselves. We got out of Jersey City, and I was there last week. Awesome time with our financial services team, both our account management, new business sales, and our we call it the SDR CDAs. A lot of energy. So we're hiring kids out of college, giving them their first job, teaching them, growing them, and then giving them an opportunity to get in the field as a junior rep, right? And we're doing it. And I know, you think about Oracle and Dell and ServiceNow and SAP and others. There's a lot of great companies to go start your career, learn a lot, get trained. And then when you have that training, it's wonderful to hire people that have been well schooled, right? Because you don't have to. Now you just teach them your value prop, and they know what to go do. They know how what it is to work hard, how it is to go check people on LinkedIn, how to drive the connection map and leverage the ecosystem to get in front of people, and how to do a sales call and how to prepare. And so, there's a lot of great places to get started.
Awesome. So it sounds like anybody watching that's looking for a maybe kind of entry-level sales job, you can ping Costa on LinkedIn, I assume, right?
Yes. Love to hear from you.
Perfect.
We're growing. We're hiring. We want the best and brightest.
All right. You heard it here. All right. Second question is advice for those that are impacted by recent layoffs in tech sales.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've had the bad pleasure of having to be in that say. It just sucks, right? It's just not a good thing that we're people overhired and in a tough spot. So there are companies like ours and others, stay focused. You can feel down for about a day, then you got to pick yourself up and, make sure your resume is up to speed, your connections on LinkedIn. And there are people that are hiring, leverage the experience you have and try to figure out a way, I think maybe finding out why you were one of those laid off. Did you perform, or was it just an unfortunate closing of a division? Or there's things that you need to do a little bit better in the next go around to be more successful. But you're going to get another shot. There's a war for talent. Nobody has enough people or the right people. Stay motivated, positive, and learn from that experience and figure out what happened, and pick the right company next time, and that matches your core value, and you should do pretty well.
Yeah. And I'd throw in there a lot of times I think people may mask layoffs for just, being lazy for performance management, but take the time, anybody that you work with, a peer, manager, and just say, hey, HR is not in the room. We'll love any feedback, kind of what could I do different or better? Because that's such a unique opportunity. Maybe they felt awkward about it before, now you're gone. So kind of doesn't matter. But again, talking about continuous improvement, development, kind of get all that. So before I forget, Humantech, who's our sponsor, Tucker, maybe you can throw up the link again. So I won't get into the big details, but there's something called the DISC profile, which kind of describes who you're at. And they have this amazing report that basically goes through LinkedIn and some other social media that says, okay, if I want to sell to Costa as an example, you're okay if I mention some things?
Yeah. It was eerily accurate. So I'm talking to them next week. Because I thought it was pretty cool.
Yes, the subject line, he wants it to be exciting and direct. Should there be a salutation? No. Bullet points, you could use closing line, informally state your ask. It just goes through, kind of things to do, don't keep repeating the same information. It could make them impatient. Don't be too verbose or overly friendly. A little bit, however, is fine. Get to the point. So just kind of goes through the secret to closing fast. Will you ever get a clear answer? How fast will he move? Costa can take fast decisions if they develop conviction in the product and find you trustworthy. So important factor there. So just, a whole bunch of cool things. And I've recently partnered with them, and you can actually have it set up. So if you go to your LinkedIn, so if I go to LinkedIn for you, kind of your report pops up. So assuming everybody before, they're going to, hopefully the night before, but if not, 5 minutes before the call, everybody looks at LinkedIn trying to figure something out. So if you can just glean a couple examples from there, that's really cool. And then we had a CRO retreat here about a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of great takeaways. But Bill Swales is an example, who recently, great leader, just went from VMware to Lenovo. So what he's going to do, he's going to have kind of Vlad, who's his boss, kind of his leadership team do it. And then Bill's going to have his leadership team do it. And by doing that, you're able to kind of get some nuances with some of the people that you're working with. And then separate from that executive group, he's also going to have the inside sales team do a pilot with 10 or 12 sellers to then likewise see kind of how can that work. And then I remember back, where was I? Storage Tech. Yeah, Sunbot Storage Tech. And there were definitely some personality profile differences. I know they thought I was a bull in a china shop. I thought some other people were slow. And we did this exercise. We got in a room, both leadership teams, and based on the profile, everybody went in their quadrants. So you had Anthony Robbins and me, who's a awesome Fed sales go-to-market leader, who's I think NVIDIA now. So he and I were like in one extreme corner. Everybody else was kind of spread across, but then it helped them appreciate to say, okay, Randy's not an asshole, just kind of here's his personality. And I thought, okay, they're not totally slow. They just kind of need to be a little bit more thorough. So lots of great applications and really cool. So Tucker, maybe if you can just kind of repost that link, and people can go up, pull their own profile for free, and kind of get other kind of temporary 3-week ELAs if they want for their team. I must say that is a very good picture they pulled as well.
High school.
Exactly. So that is all cool. And let's see, we're getting down to time here. I know. So what about kind of what's your perspective on the importance of kind of sales ops and rev ops?
Yeah, my first hire at Intapp was my VP of Sales Operations, and a great partner. I'm a huge believer in it. I know it's becoming more and more important in technologies to help you predict what's going to happen so you can plan more effectively. And I'm interested in that area. And now as we're starting to get a lot bigger, we're going to have to get better. And we can't do it the way we've done things manually, like thinking about territory creation and comp plan creation and the other things. I mean, we've benchmarked ourselves, but automation and AI in this area, I think, is a really a winning area. So I'm interested in learning more as we, we're a June year end, so we're in our process preparing for next fiscal year, and so that's really helpful that I'm thinking about this right now.
Yeah, that's great. But it's also interesting, you actually leverage some of your own technology for what would otherwise be some of the tech stack as well. So what types of things do you do there?
So I used to use, when I first came in, I implemented Clary, and I did Altify for account planning, and we had Salesforce as a CRM. When we acquired a company called DealCloud, which became it's gone on a rocket ship ride. We basically make a deal management, relationship management CRM solution for these partner-led industries. Yeah, we've implemented forecasting ability in there, so it's like a Clary Lite with some AI component, and account planning. So we drink our own champagne, use our product. Relationship intelligence to understand the strength of relationships that people have as they reach out, and who knows who in the box. So helps getting our own pursuit teams on how to best go after opportunities. We always want more, but we feel we got a pretty good stack, and this is a really innovative area. So a lot of opportunity to improve what people are doing. Really cool. Our own company included.
Yeah, and I think you had used Alexander Group, who's a sponsor of Sales Community. What did they do for you, if you can say?
They were awesome. So, you think you do pretty well, but like you want to benchmark yourself. Before we were going to go public, we thought about how do our comp plans look? Are they in market? How do the metrics that we have? How do we shape up against the top quartile companies? And so they came in, did a project for us, and helped me revisit and change up some of our comp plan and think about as we, how, we did really well in some areas and we needed to improve in other areas. So they were really a wonderful partner in providing me some visibility. And so then I could put some plans, execution plans to improve some areas. So they were very helpful to say, look, you're actually pretty good here. You should focus here because you're not doing as well as you should be doing. And so that was really refocusing us in areas that were important.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of put them in the bucket of kind of the blue collar Bain and McKinsey that can really just do great things, all that kind of go to market consulting, get rid of the fluff, a whole bunch of great areas. And then I think you've also, you're not really familiar, haven't met with anybody from Gong, but you're also in the midst of implementing Gong as well, correct?
Yeah, our CDA team is implementing Gong, and they're early in the days, but we believe there's some applicability to the field sales team. We're going to run, initially see how it goes. I'll engage and see what we do because we're always adding capabilities and trying to get better. So I think that's probably in the future for us.
Awesome. And maybe almost the last question. You've been amazing. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody that's been commenting, asking questions. I always like to say, for people who've known for a while, any PG Randy story you want to share?
I miss some of the wonderful stories I've heard our mutual friends talk about, but the stories I just remember is, when I was early in my career at EMC and you'd taken a visit and just being out on calls and, just the genuine interest you had in the guys and the gals, it's just talking to them like there was a nobody, right? And I remember went on calls and took time, left a very big impression that a guy 2 or 3 or 4 levels up did the work, understood the work. And so that's kind of ingrained in me. It's not really a story, but just, an impression you left upon me to be the same way, to understand what the team does. Nobody's too important to go out on a call and get punched in the nose and figure it out and provide that feedback. That's what we do. And so it was really a cool experience because I didn't think I thought you were going to come in, yell at us, do whatever, pat people on the back and take off, but you actually stayed a few days and spent time with us, got to know us, and it was pretty inspiring.
Awesome. And you're leading that way now and even more so. So congratulations. I mean, it's really not that hard, right? It's like you almost, in order to be promoted up, theoretically, I'd argue most cases does happen. Some jerks don't get promoted, right? It's just genuine, authentic, good people are the ones that get promoted up. Those are the ones that need to follow. Those are the people that, I'm sure other companies you've been at, you pick up the one, hey, come here. Okay, Costa, I'm there, right? So just, it's not that hard, right?
Yeah, just common sense. And, everybody wants to win. And your goal, if you're a coach, you got to coach, right? That's what we do. You got to get work done through others. And so you have to, your time is not your own. You have to figure out when the team needs you to go and impact that.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to get a territory from you for sure. So anyway, time flies and you're having fun. You've been awesome. Thank you so much, Costa Harbilas, CRO at Intapp. And next week we have episode number 112, Paul Hunter, who's at HPE. He runs North America for HPE, very big corporate job as a managing director. And his title topic will be awesome, reconfiguring and evolving sales teams, which HPE has continued to do a lot and has done it really well. And I'll give Andrea a shout out. Thanks, Andrea. Nice conversation. Thanks to both of you for the partnership. So very cool. So, all right, Costa, thanks so much. Tucker, as always, for your help behind the scenes. Really appreciate it. Maybe you can put up the sales community free link just as we close here. And everybody, happy selling. Spread the word. If you're not a member of sales community, please join. And lots of great content there to help you sell more. You can go back, look at some of the old podcasts. You can look and see whose schedule's coming forward. And as always, anything I can do to help, don't hesitate to ask. So have a great day for those that still have some time left. And HemantTech.ai. Thanks so much for sponsoring.